fellow Cosmos, and how are y'all doing as well? Like, yeah, this isn't going to be long. Also, and yeah, so I don't think anything else is going on right now. Thank goodness. Also, want to say that, yeah, of course, I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of those dynamites, but we will, yeah, for sure, I will be whenever we get the chance to, however long it works out. I will be reacting or reviewing dynamite in short form, whatever. Not really like reviewing it, but like shorts, like, yeah, just to like talking about dynamite tonight in some way. So I actually wanted to get on here and yeah, I actually wanted to have all of us sit down, and I really wanted to get into the minds today. Let's why not we talk about this, and when it comes to like when people and how they or yeah, in particular fans or whoever about that. Of course, you watch wrestling, and I guess you're there, and they're not feeling the Bloodline story. I mean, like I said, I'll pretty much said this time and time again that yeah, because at least I have the balls to admit that yeah, like I will be and one of the ones that will let you know firsthand that yeah, I mean if I'm not being biased, like straight up, I will be with you that I say okay, I don't like it, but yeah, like you can clearly see that I'm acting in sort of a way that I'm being biased, or I clearly don't like it. Yeah, I'm saying yeah, but I'm saying it in a way where I'm not being completely fair, and I'm just strictly going off emotion and just me not liking it just because. And like I said, I said, because clearly what in this when we speak about these like this context, but I said I really, when I think about it and really sit down, I try, but I really don't understand people when they say. I said I really don't understand, especially like or who wrestling fans who don't. I really don't get you. I really don't get you if you don't like the Bloodline. I was about to go in today. It was about to be something. It almost ended up being about Jim Cornette. But of course, ringside news. Oh gosh, I can't stand ringside news. A bunch of dickwits. They're also kind of beefing with Ryback right now. Fucking childish. But that's not, I guess it's not the first time and the last time that got a bunch of fucking idiotic marks behind that website. Whoever controls that website. Oh my god, it's just really childish and unnecessary of what they're doing, and when you talk about Ryback, like just ridiculous. But yeah, like of course, like because that's the only reason they'll get to anybody to click on their they're just their fucking rooted desert article, so they gotta clickbait all in the fucking title. And it's about Jim Cornette. Supposedly he's not really dragging the Bloodline, but he is saying some dumb shit like I guess like the match that the recent Bloodline story was culminated at, Roman Reigns and the Usos, where they had the match at Money in the Bank, and I guess he said it was like too long. I know Wikipedia, because you can count in real time too. I don't know. I would have to go back and play it myself and even look at the time that I'm playing it at, but I think Wikipedia has it. Let me see right here. Yeah, it was like 30 minutes. Oh damn. Damn, what? I don't know. How's I don't know myself, but wow, I don't know how long we got a match like that. That's been that long, but it's warranted though. But again, I thought he was like dragging the blood, but I said, of course, clickbait and ass ringside news. But so I wanted to make this more about people who want to, really not giving the Bloodline, it's just due or its credit. And before, like I said, even before this popped off, I mean, I wouldn't even necessarily call myself still. I mean, I really, really, really enjoy the head of the table the tribal chief character of Roman Reigns. Like, I'm really enjoying it right now. I think, yeah, it's the best thing in professional wrestling right now. The Bloodline story in general is the only thing that's keeping my interest in professional wrestling as it is for the last 3 years. Like I said, I'm not necessarily a fan. That I've never been that kind of fan or of Roman Reigns, but I've admired his work. And I think I've said that like going throughout the duration of this time, or just his remainder of his ironclad, just tyranny rule on the WWE, or if he didn't have it already. But yeah, I was like made that. I think I made that numerous times before too, and that I think that's the first time I'm saying that too. Well, to y'all, but yeah, I was never really that, even still kind of not that really a fan of Roman Reigns. Yeah, I'm not probably not the biggest fan of Roman Reigns, but I do admire, and I really for sure enjoy his Bloodline character. The tribal chief, head of the table character. Like, I like all that stuff. Like, yeah, it's pretty much the one story and the one thing, like, particularly whoever involved, that's been keeping a majority of people's attention. And yeah, it shows. So, like I said, I can admit some things about myself that when it comes to Roman Reigns or about this story in general, that I still might not, that I'll be truthful on. But, and yeah, and me not being a fan of still of Roman Reigns, but never make the mistake about it. Even if I didn't, I would, like I said, I would still be authentic and honest in what, when it comes to just if I had any type of feelings, or just if I enjoyed or I liked it or not. But like, for the people to say that it's never, it's still trash, it's never been good to begin with, Roman Reigns is still overrated, this Bloodline is just a bunch of bullshit. I said, like, even if you're being biased, which is like, it's still your opinion. Like, okay, like, it's whatever. People can't change how you feel or whatever. But for you to just sit there and not acknowledge that, especially not just Roman Reigns improving and making a full 180 on just overall himself as a wrestler, as a character, and it's like just all that combined, you just gotta be that you gotta be that self-absorbed and just that ignorant, just like within yourself to really say that. Yeah, which is why I said I really can't understand that about people when they say that. Like, you really gotta be that ignorant and just that sublime to really like force yourself to believe, to tell yourself to still say, like, the people, like, that to really give that story and that man, just whoever involved, that type of credit. Like, the things that, like I said, just everything involved when you talk about whether it's Roman Reigns or this particular story, and like, you're not gonna give them that credit. Like I said, it just seems like it's just really hypocritical, and just, wow, it's just, like I said, you have the same type of people that will say, among other things, that that they'll be like, they'll say something about this because, like, of course they'll say something about that, like a particular about, of course not in relation, but it's still entertainment when you talk about the Indiana Jones. Pretty sure people still like that, and they're still calling out people who don't like it when it's pretty much clear how I can pretty see 100% of the world can obviously see how bad that film, or for any, like a film like The Flash, or just any film that that a majority didn't really like, or they like pretty much they can see that, oh yeah, this is not really good, and they obviously didn't really put that much into it. And like, for people to just be that in some sort of way, obviously they use their own type of bias to really, like, and it's like I said, I really don't understand when it comes to that mindset of people, whether it's just for the simple validation, or whether you just like the bias or not. Like, why can't you just be honest with yourself in that fact? So yeah, like it's the same thing as like the Bloodline and Roman Reigns. Like okay, like you never like Roman Reigns. You don't, and this is my sort of way too of really acting out how people not giving Roman Reigns his credit. Yeah, like just like I'm pretty sure like many other people, like yeah, even Hulk Hogan, or guess you could select like yeah, Hulk Hogan, like Shawn Michaels or Bret Hart, or like all some of them to a certain degree, of where like yeah, like they were all pushed in the spotlight. Undertaker too, like they were all pushed in the sport. Not that, and it's like to a certain degree, yeah, that they were all pushed in this like in the spotlight. So being that they all had their own sorts of bet times of where it's just it was a point where enough was enough. So like I said, like for people to not really give Roman Reigns his credit and say elsewise, like I said, like those kinds of people, like it really, I say you really expose yourself that to what. Cause like I said, like regardless if you want to, like I said, of course, like you don't like Roman Reigns, that's fine. You don't like the Bloodline, the Usos, that's alright. That's like, that's cool. That's your prerogative. Like obviously people like say like, but still like I say even with things I don't like, or particular how individuals how I don't like, shit. I don't like Kevin Owens, or like I said I don't like a lot of wrestlers I don't like, or in particular I don't like Kevin Owens and stuff like we'll say, or I could say for that matter CM Punk, or a few wrestlers that I'm like, but hey, they're a lot better than I would have than other shit. You would rather have somebody that's not qualified, or for somebody that to really bring down the overall quality of television. Like, shit, would you rather have somebody else in the shoes of Roman Reigns, of what like the Usos and Roman Reigns is doing right now? That's how I really don't get that logic of when people like I honestly like. Cause I'm pretty sure that, and if you say else, would you really want to have somebody else in their shoes? And you obviously would be bullshitting. Like come on, man. You like I said, you can't be that ignorant and that bogged down to the point where you just like recklessly say something like that. Like I said, like I said, it can be whatever. You can be biased or like obviously still have your opinion, but don't make a mistake about it. You can't, at least as the man would say himself, it needs to acknowledge or really give that credit to where credit is due and what they're doing right now. Like I said, make no mistake about it, the only thing that's holding anybody's type of attention is the Bloodline, whether people like it or not. And that's a said deal. That's a said and done deal. Whether you don't or like it or not, or you don't want to admit it or not, I mean, it's the only thing that's keeping people's attention right now when you talk about in relation to professional wrestling. And you can have what you can have whatever type of whatever you want to feel and think about. So, but hey, I mean, I guess since to this certain context, you can say like I said, like regardless if it's biased or not, but like damn, like you really gonna be that. Feel like be that much of a dumbass to really not admit that what Roman Reigns has been able to do right now and keep that type of interest in professional wrestling, for the last 3 years. I guess that's humans at the end of the day, or the ones that just clearly have, when it comes to just blatant just envy or any type of emotion, whether you want to regard that as. But hey, enjoy yourself, Cosmos. I'm gonna see y'all very much later. Stay blessed.